This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, pet parents, pet friends, everybody interested in pet things. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets. And today, well, I am super excited about this product. I know I say that a lot, but this one is bouncing off the walls. Let me just tell you this. You will love your floor again. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's designerpetsweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit designerpetsweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. designerpetsweaters.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to introduce Lisa Puskas. She is the founder and creator of Belly Bands. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Okay, now, Belly Bands, I had never heard of them, and I don't know where to start here because I am so excited. Let's just say for everyone listening, if you have a dog that does number one on the floor whenever he or she wants, you will love this. This is a game changer. So, Lisa, tell us, how did you come up with the idea for these belly bands?
Well, years ago, I had the same exact problem that so many of us have. We have a dog that we absolutely love. This dog was Pepsi, my son's dog. And Pepsi was a great dog. He is, always would do anything my son wanted. Wonderful dog. All of a sudden, we noticed that there were wet spots in the house. And I thought, this can't be. Oh, no, this can't be. Pepsi can't be wetting in the house. But he was. I mentioned it to a friend of mine, and she said, well, why don't you throw a belly band on him? Well, I couldn't find belly bands anywhere. They weren't in the store. They weren't anywhere. So I just made up a belly band for him. Sewed some fabric. I'm a seamstress. Did it how I thought, and we've tweaked it over the years. But I put it on Pepsi, and he tried to sneak wet in it, and he was shocked, very shocked. He didn't like that at all. So there were about 2 different times that Pepsi tried to wet in his belly band. Same thing happened. He didn't get it on the carpet, didn't get it on the furniture. It got in the belly band, and he wasn't very happy about that. Well, we ended up not having to change the pad in the belly band anymore. It wasn't wet anymore. He just decided that was it. We went ahead and slowly weaned him off the belly band, and from that time we weaned him, he never tried to lift his leg in the house ever again. So I was sold on belly bands. It works that great for some dogs. For some dogs, they like to wet in the house, and it serves just as a control so that you don't have urine all over. But it's an amazing, amazing thing for pet parents, and we've just had thousands and thousands of people over the years that swear by belly bands.
Well, we tried the belly band on Nicky, and he is 8 years old, and he should know better. But because of the fact that he was a rescued dog and changed households, he's not fixed, although I'm a big proponent of dogs being fixed. And I don't know if it's a territorial thing or what, but we walk him, and then I see him going someplace, raising his leg, and I've caught him in the act. And, I mentioned this to my producer, and he said, there has to be something. And we found your belly band. And Nicky is, I don't know if he's just not that bright of a dog or what, but he just wets, and he doesn't care. He doesn't mind it, And what I think is cool is that for everyone listening, it's why don't you explain how it works exactly? Because you have to put a pad inside.
Sure.
And people listening are probably like, what pad? What does that mean?
We always recommend that you use a belly band with a pad. And the reason is that if you use a belly band that's just like sort of a diaper and it absorbs the urine, you don't want that urine staying by your dog's skin. So what you use is just inexpensive women's sanitary pads from the grocery store. If you have a large dog, you can use incontinence pads, just human incontinence pads. You can buy them by the pack, and what they do is they wick away the urine, keep it in the center of the pad, the disposable pad, and the dog stays dry and stays very comfortable. So you put the pad in the center, bottom of the belly band, put the belly band on the dog. It closes with Velcro, and you're going to work with your dog. Belly bands are not something that you just put on your dog and you're done. It's just going to control urine. With belly bands, you still work on housebreaking that dog. You take the band off, you let the dog outside as usual, even maybe a little more often than usual to encourage them to go outside. When the dog comes in, you put the band back on, and that's going to catch all the urine, all the accidents, all the little sneaky accidents. And dogs are creatures of habit. So one of the main things you want to do is prevent that dog from successfully wetting in the house over and over again. Once they wet, they're attracted to the same spots. And once they wet, they pick up habits very, very quickly. So if they wet in the house a few times, in their mind, that worked, and they're going to try it again. So belly bands break those habits, and then you have to retrain. So you're going over the process of housebreaking just like you would with a puppy. Just put the band on, take it off, let the dog outside, and they work really well when you work with your dog.
Well, we have Nicky. He's in the beginning stages, and he is, sometimes the pad's dry, sometimes it's wet. And we tried, the incontinence pads seem to work the best because they're made to, for humans to hold, urine for people that just either have whatever issue or are, and for whatever reason, but they absorb more. It's a different type of thing than just using the pads that,
the sanitary
napkins, because the incontinence pads absorb more. And he doesn't mind it. They have different strengths, I'm finding out, for incontinence pads. So we went to one that's a little bit more, so that just in case, because he's just sneaky. I hope we can train him, but he is sneaky and he's just marks.
And there are some dogs, they're all so sweet, and bless their hearts. There's some little guys that they just want to wet, and that's just something that they do, and they're, for some reason, who knows why. There's so many different reasons, but they do want to wet in the house. And I love using the belly band because it's not something that you're frustrated and you're trying to scold without really scolding. And there's no animosity. The dog doesn't get upset that you're scolding. It's just something that solves that problem, keeps urine off the carpet and furniture, and you still have that great bond with your pet. So I love belly bands for that. Also, all the rescue dogs, so many rescue dogs. And over the years, people are really taking to heart that we need to help these dogs. And, they just can't help. They come from the humane societies or the pounds, and they have some problems because they have not very often been taught what to do or what not to do. Belly bands are great. We donate a lot of bands to rescues too, and that can be the difference between a pet being rehomed or a pet not being rehomed.
Yes, that's great that you do that. I was just going to say, sometimes when dogs either change ownership or even just a change of, you're moving or the dog is going to stay with a friend. And if your dog is the type that might make his mark in the house or make her mark in the house, then this is just a great solution. What's great about it is everything goes in the pads. You just throw the pad away, put another one in.
Absolutely. Sanitary, clean.
Easy.
And the bands are washable. So, if they get dirty from time to time, you can just close the Velcro, you can hand wash them, throw them in the washer, throw them in the dryer. They're basically a holder for that pad.
And what sizes do they come in?
They come in sizes from the teeniest, tiniest little teacup. We've done belly bands for dogs that were 150, 160 pounds.
Wow.
So we have many sizes. We do lettering. So we have A through I, and we even have an IX that's in stock, 32 to 35-inch waist, and that's some pretty big dogs, big-size mastiffs, but we've done some dogs even bigger than that. We've made belly bands for them. We do custom bands. We really do a lot of bands. We even made a band for a handicapped baby deer we donated. Someone called us. They had rescued government group had rescued a baby deer, and they needed a belly band. So we said, absolutely.
I just can't get over how well they work. I was thinking, it's not just only for the dogs that are, the housebreaking issue. Sometimes dogs have health issues or urinary infections and things of that sort, or they have a leg injured or something. And doing number 2, they generally only do that a couple times, once or twice a day. But one, they could do as much as 4 or 5 times. Older dogs too. And this is just, it's comfortable for the dog. I mean, I haven't tried it on Zeus is much bigger. So Mr. Z, he hasn't tried it, but I've looked on your website. You have pictures, and you have all sizes, so it doesn't bother the dog. It's not like clothing where it encompasses them. It's just a little small strip. So, and there's so many reasons where it could be of help for so many different issues.
There's many dogs that are older and incontinent, and when dogs are older, we've had that dog a lot of times, most of its life, and then they become incontinent, and you want to give it the best life possible. And belly bands for incontinent dogs. I've seen so many incontinent dogs that are just happier. They have their belly band on. They're not embarrassed when they wet. They can be a part of the family. It's just great for older dogs.
And you also have many, many designs for people to choose from.
We do. The designs are the human part of this. People like different things, different colors, different fabrics. And we're constantly getting new fabrics in. We have our old standbys that people love, but we're constantly getting new fabrics, fun fabrics, and we do custom fabrics, just all different types of colors and styles for people, for people. The belly bands are the functional part, but the colors, and we have one that says, I love my dog in multicolors. People absolutely love it. It's cute. We have a new fabric. We just call it Adopt. And part of the proceeds when we purchase the fabric goes to rescue groups. So we try to, go toward fabrics that will do that as well, help the community as well.
I just thought of another great use for belly bands is when you're traveling with your dog. If you're traveling by plane, it's a good thing. I mean, sometimes you have to put the dog to sleep, sometimes not. Or if you're in a car for a longer period of time than is normal, or the dog's not used to that, there's just so many reasons that just to have one on hand, if you have an unusual situation where the dog wouldn't ordinarily urinate in it somewhere, this way you don't have to worry about that. That's taken care of.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. A lot of our customers, if they're traveling for the holidays, and this is a busy travel time, they will have belly bands with them. So if they take their dogs into a new situation, exactly like you said, a lot of times dogs, they will not wet in their own house. But if you take them somewhere else, it's natural for them sometimes to try to say, hey, I'm here. And if you have a belly band on them, that prevents that. We also have customers, their friends and family are coming to stay with them with their dogs. So they'll ask their friends or family, measure your dog's waist, please. And then they'll put in an order for a belly band for that dog. So you're absolutely right. That's a huge, huge thing. And it saves a lot of carpets and hassles.
Yes, it does. It's... Now, you mentioned this a little. So all somebody needs to do is measure their dog's waist and since
Yes.
dogs don't really always have a waist, some that are more rounded, what would it be like right around their groin area? Measure that part?
Yes, right around the middle of the tummy area. We say it's the tummy area is right where the hind legs meet the tummy to the point that the ribs start. So that little loin area in there, that is the tummy area. And you just measure around with the tape measure, pull it a little bit snug, not tight, but a little bit snug, and that's their measurement. Our bands are very adjustable, so they'll go a few inches either way. So if you get a tummy, the tummy measurement, even if it's at the top of, for our bands, at the top of the size scale, we still have plenty of room built in there. There's some dogs, like you said, the round tummy, and that's a good point. The round tummy dogs sometimes even have short tummies, like the pugs and such. And on our site, we have instructions on how to measure for width, too. If you have that very short tummy dog, and we do custom bands for them, we just shorten them up a little bit. Most dogs don't need any customization at all, but those short round tummies sometimes do.
Well, I think this is the best thing ever. And I know your website is bellybands with an S.net, correct?
Yes, bellybands.net.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this message from our sponsor.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
My golden retriever Sundance is a lot more playful now. She has more pep and energy.
Tons of energy.
Happy the rescue dog is happy the healthy dog.
Petey is having fun again. He's got a shiny coat and a good healthy weight.
Molly's been having 4 scoops a day. She pushes her little bowl all the way across the room, emptying every last single crumb. She has slimmed down and gotten this puppy look.
She's got life. She's got energy.
We get asked all the time when we're at shows, how do you get your dog so healthy and shiny and glossy?
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
The digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Dinovite is nutrition. Just feed your dog right.
Do the Dinovite.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. Dinovite for life.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. My crew I take home, and they come to the studio, and there's 5. 2 dogs, 3 cats. And
great.
every single morning after the dogs are walked, I feed the cats and I'm stepping in something, or I see it on the floor, or where is that coming from? Now, cat urine, of course, is it's a different kind of stink than dog urine. It smells much worse.
Yes.
So you could know it's not. So I know it's not cats. I mean, we have one that doesn't cover, but that's another episode at another time. But we didn't know which one. And then I caught him in the act. I had a feeling it was Mr. Nicky because, see, Mr. Z, he'll nudge you when he has to go out. He's pretty good. So he'll bother you like maybe 4 times in a night instead of the normal once. But Nicky just goes where he wants to go. And and then I caught him, and I just found out about belly bands. It's a game changer. It is just, you get thousands of, all this feedback. But everybody that's listening, it could save your relationship with the dog, depending on, some people, maybe someone brought the dog home and the other one, he's messing. I don't want the dog messing. Then the dog is brought back.
And that happens. So, absolutely.
Just a game changer. It's just a great idea, and it's just fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah. It's very rewarding. We hear stories, and our customers, we've had, customers over the years, and we follow, their dogs, and sometimes the dogs are older and they'll have belly bands, and when they pass, they'll send us, cards or emails, and and thank us for having the belly bands, that the dogs were able to be a part of the family for longer. And it just touches our heart. We love doing this. We love helping dogs.
You know what? As you're saying that, I mean, it's around the holidays now, and even though somebody listening might not be, but you know how It's a Wonderful Life? You have the angel with the little bell ringing. Well, as you said, you know, the dogs had passed and you get these. I just got that vision in my head because I
love that. Perfect.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, it's not just a convenience product, but I think there's a lot, you know, if you think about the dogs that are sick, that are older, that maybe are handicapped, and how you're kind of changing their life and changing their pet parents' life. So it's more than just, I don't want, for my household, it was, I don't want to clean up pee again from the floor. I'll be blunt to everyone. But it can literally save the dog's life. And I don't think that's too extreme, because there are dogs that might not be kept by the owner if it becomes, and that's sad. You know, I would think of a solution. I wouldn't think goodbye dog, never.
Right. Exactly. You know, a dog is for life. But we have heard people tell us that. It's like, you saved our dog. We would have to put this dog in the pound. You know, my husband or my wife won't want to put up with this anymore. And we have customers that need help. They call, they're panicked, and we try to calm them, and we work with them. You know, we don't just want to sell a belly band. We want to help them through this whole process.
Well, Lisa, I think what you do is amazing, wonderful, fabulous, and you'll have that little bell ringing all the time for all the dogs that you save.
I love that. Yes.
And I just think the belly bands are the best thing ever. It's a simple concept, but it makes everything easier. You know, there's so many things with animals. You have, you know, their well-being, when they're sick, and all this other stuff. And this is just one more, what could be a constant problem, I don't want to say it's an annoyance. It is. Even if you love your dog, it's so annoying to clean up, you know, pee all the time. So this just makes life better, because we have much more things to worry about and challenges out there other than this. And I also love the fact. I
completely agree.
I also love the fact that you could, most dogs, probably, I don't know about Nicky. I don't know if I don't want to say poor Nicky's hopeless, but we're going to try to wean him off, you know, but it's also great that you can retrain them and wean them off. You know, so that's a great idea too.
There's a lot of dogs that have been totally trained. There's a lot of dogs. Some people just put the belly band on. They already know they're not supposed to go in the house, and they won't wet in the band. You know, some will wet more in the band. And, you know, I found typically the tinier dogs are the more difficult to train than the larger dogs. Usually the larger dogs learn quicker. The smaller dogs, and it could be because they have a smaller bladder. You know, that could be part of it too. But they take a little more time sometimes than the larger dogs. But we've had great success with belly bands. And even if they're not thoroughly trained not to wet in the house, like you said, the game changer, that's a perfect way to describe it, because instead of cleaning up the mess and being frustrated, you just change a pad.
Yes, and it's so easy. You just open it up and you don't have to touch it even. It's a sticky, so you just like a little bit, just dump it, and it's just easy, super easy.
Right. All the pads now, you just peel off a little plastic strip. There's a little tacky on there. Stick it right to the band, and when that is wet, you need to change it. Peel it right off and put a new one on. Exactly. That's it.
Your bands they're super affordable.
They start at $10.95, and, you know, they go up from there, but they start at $10.95. We use the highest quality materials. We never sacrifice. So our fleeces are the best anti-pill fleece that we can get. Our cottons are super high thread count cottons direct from the warehouses. And we want the best quality. We want them to last. We have customers that use them for years, and they call back after a few years. They're like, our belly bands are finally wearing out. We need new ones.
They're very affordable. And trust me, with 5 fur kids, you know, things sometimes get expensive, but $10, and I don't even know what the max could be, whatever it is.
The max, it's the biggest dogs, the 150-pound dogs, where the bands are about 10 inches wide, 11 inches wide. They're around $30.
So for like $10 to $30, you make your life easier. That's worth, 5 coffees from Starbucks or something. That's